I'm going to look for the 3 quietest boys, the 3 quietest girls that are sitting up straight, listening really good. When the service is over, I'm going to let you help feed everybody, okay? So, sit up real straight, real tall. Good job. We're going to do the memory verse tonight. Everybody look up here, say 1 Samuel 16:7. People judge by the outward appearance, but the Lord looks at the heart. Everybody say it real loud. People judge by the outward appearance, but the Lord looks at the heart. Kids, look at me. Look at me. Sometimes people can look at other people and say bad things about them just because of how they look. Hey, don't talk when I'm talking. Shh. If I have to pull you out, you don't get a snack. So please, I don't want you to stop somebody else from being able to hear, okay? All right. Sometimes people look at other people and think they're bad just by how they look. But God says He doesn't do that. God looks at the heart. God's able to look inside you and see what your heart is. You know what, too? I've seen people that I thought were really nice. And then when you hang around them a little bit, you find out that they're not so nice. Because you know why? Thank you. Y'all be careful, okay? Watch that. All right. So, let's read it again. People judge by outward appearance, but the Lord looks at the heart. 1 Samuel 16:7. Everybody say, God doesn't look at your outside. He looks at your heart. He doesn't care about the color of your hair. He doesn't care about the color of your skin. He don't even care about the color of your teeth. Everybody say, but He looks at the heart. Somebody tell me something that God likes to find in a heart. Something in somebody's heart that makes them good. Somebody tells me something. What, sweetheart? Love. Hey, how many of y'all believe that when God looks inside of you, He likes to see love? All right, y'all give her a big hand. That was really good. All right, somebody else, tell me something really quick right there. Jesus. How many of y'all think God really wants to see Jesus? All right, somebody tell me something else. Right there, sweetheart. Yell it out. Kindness. Everybody say kindness. All right, now, on the count of 3, I want you to yell as loud as you can what you were going to tell me, okay? 1, 2, 3. All right. Now, that's probably right, but I didn't really hear you. So, everybody sit up real straight, real tall. Look at me. Hey, if he screams like that, take him out. All right, now look at me. No talk, don't talk. One time, the Bible says that God sent a prophet named Samuel. Hey, don't look back there, guys. If I see you looking back there, I'm not going to pick you for the best kid. Ignore what's going on back there and watch me. I want you to get this. God told this man Samuel, He said, I want you to go to this guy Jesse's house. He has 7 sons, and I'm going to pick one of them to be the next king of Israel. How many of y'all think that would be pretty cool if somebody was coming to your house to pick one of you or your brothers as a king? All right. Now, put your hands down. So Samuel goes to Jesse's house. Look at me. He goes to Jesse's house, and he sees the oldest brother. His name was Eliab. Everybody say Eliab. Now, Eliab was tall. He was strong. He was handsome. And you know what Samuel said? Listen, you know what Samuel said? He said, Lord, That's got to be the one that's going to be the next king of Israel. And God said, wrong. And Samuel was like, but God, why? Why don't you want him? God said, you look at the outward appearance. Yeah, he might be big. He might be strong. He might be handsome. But I look at the heart. And his heart is not what I'm looking for. I don't find things in him that I love to find. He rejected him. He went to the next one. His name was Shammah. Shammah, man, he was smart. He was like, he came up and he said, dude, I am so smart. I know I'm going to be the next king of Israel. And I mean, man, he was sitting there doing his hair, and he was saying, and he was telling him how smart he was and how strong he was and how cool he was. And Samuel was like, God, is this the one? And God said, nope. And then he brings the next one and the next one. All 6 of them come in front of him. And God says, I don't want any of them because of what's in their heart. And then Samuel says, is this all there is? And he says, well, I have this one more kid. His name is David. But this kid's kind of weird. Because you know why? Sometimes we'll come into his room when he's by himself and he's singing to God. I'm in love with you. I'm in love with you. And they said, man, this guy's weird. We make him watch the sheep because he's so spaced out most of the time. We don't trust him with anything else. He's not very big. He's not very strong. But he loves to pray, and he loves to talk to God, and he loves to sing to God. He even writes songs to God. And Samuel says, bring him. So, man, I want you to picture this. They run out to get David, and David's out there watching the sheep because that's all they let him do. And David's watching the sheep, and he's out there singing, I'm in love with you. Just singing to the Lord. And they come out, and they say, David. And David doesn't even hear him. I'm in love with you. And they, David. So David's like, what? He said, come down to the house, man. There's a guy picking us. One of us is the next king, but we know it ain't going to be you. And so David, he doesn't even get a chance to brush his teeth. He doesn't get a chance to comb his hair. He comes in all sweaty, smelling like sheep. And he comes inside, and Samuel looks, and he says, this? And then God says, Samuel. And Samuel says, yes, Lord. And God said, he's the one. Him. I like him. I want him. And Samuel's like, okay, God. So Samuel takes a big jar of oil and goes and pours it on his head. Bloop, bloop. And all the brothers are watching going, no way. No way. Surely God has made a mistake. No, because David became the best, the most, next to Jesus, he was the best king that they ever had. How many of y'all think God knows how to pick people? All right, everybody say this real loud. Say, God don't care about how I look, how I smell. Now, wait a minute. I'm not saying go out there and get a stinky